And Scott, foreclosure rate way up, according to, of course, the Honolulu Star Bulletin this morning. It's on the front page. It's also on the front page of the Honolulu Advertiser. Should we be distressed by these numbers? We're talking 200, 300% increase.
Well, there's no question that the foreclosure numbers are alarming, and it does show some signs of economic trouble. There's no doubt that there's some folks having some trouble making their payments. But I should clarify that the Realty Track numbers include a lot of information, and it includes people who may be late on their first payment, and they actually remedy that. So while the numbers suggest that there's a lot of foreclosures going on, we should be clear that 1,300 people did not lose their homes in January. It means that at some point in the process, the foreclosure process started, but that doesn't mean it's going to finish that way.
And I do believe I forgot to introduce you. Once again, it's Scott Higashi from, of course, Prudential Locations there. And all right, so the foreclosure numbers may be a little not as bad as they seem, but still, right. Foreclosures are a problem here in Hawaii. And why do you think the numbers are going up right now?
Well, if you have folks who are, you've had pay cuts, you have folks on furlough Friday, those things affect incomes, and incomes, obviously you need an income to pay your mortgage, and folks may fall behind. But in a lot of cases, the bank works it out with the consumer, or, folks find a way. So, again, while the foreclosure numbers have gone up, and it's a sign of economic times, it doesn't mean that folks are losing their homes, at least to the numbers that it would suggest.
All right, and what about the opportunities about going out there? If you're looking for a home, hey, people are thinking, I'll get one of those foreclosured homes. It'll be cheaper than the regular home, and you actually make some money and perhaps get a great deal there. Is that true? Is that fiction or is that fact?
Well, there's no question that a lot of consumers are really interested in this foreclosure phenomenon to obtain a good real estate deal. And so what we did as a company is we've built a foreclosure site on our website, a foreclosure page on our website, where a consumer can go on and search for auction foreclosures, bank-owned foreclosures, as well as short sales. And the biggest difference for us is we've compiled this information, we update it more frequently than the other websites do, and we're offering it for free. Now, the reality is not all foreclosure purchases will result in a good deal. For example, if you go down to an auction, sometimes you can get a deal that's better than market terms, but a lot of times the bank is your biggest competitor, and the bank isn't going to lose money on the mortgage they're owed. So they may be your biggest competitor. They may outbid you because they have certainly a vested interest in recovering that money.
So if they're owed $650,000, they're not going to let that house go for $500,000. They'll buy it first and then try to sell it in the market themselves.
That's right. So what will happen is that if the bank purchases it, and this happens a lot, the bank is the buyer, they confirm the sale, and they end up hiring a realtor and putting it on the market, and it's just listed like any other home.
And last question, going back to what we started with, once again, Realty Track, which does this across the nation, they found our foreclosure rate way up. You folks are tracking foreclosure rates, and those two numbers aren't jiving.
They don't. When you look at the actual number of homes that are that have gone through the foreclosure process, that are now available for sale in some regard, either through auction or because the bank has bought it back and now is selling it, those numbers are not, they're not 1,300
Much lower?
homes. Much lower.
Much lower.
Significantly lower. So I encourage the consumers to go check that out on our site. Like I said, it's free. It's on prudentiallocations.com, and take a look at that.
There. Yes, all right. Scott Higashi, of course, Prudential Locations, joins us every month. He's our real estate insider.